Hello friends and neighbors, I know I said that I was going to be doing my video on how to teach you the trumpet today, but I want to save that for tomorrow when I'll have a little bit more time, and plus, I found out that today is apparently the 45th anniversary of Star Trek, so I'm gonna do this review.
Remember, you're a wizard.
On second thought, let's not hold camera.
Time travel, as you wish.
It is one of the pivotal moments in human history, Doctor. You get to make first contact with an alien race, and after you do, everything begins to change.
Your theories on warp drive allow fleets of starships to be built, and mankind to start exploring the galaxy.
It unites humanity in a way that no one ever thought possible when they realize they're not alone in the universe. Poverty, disease, war, they'll all be gone within the next 50 years.
But unless you make that warp flight tomorrow morning, before 11:15, none of it will happen.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
A lot of you probably already know this, but I am a huge Star Trek fan. I grew up with Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, and as it happens, 5 of the 11 movies currently released are on my favorites list. And up until the most recent Star Trek movie released, this one, Star Trek First Contact, was my favorite. Star Trek First Contact is the 8th Star Trek movie. It follows the Next Generation crew with Picard, Riker, Data, and company. And at that time, it was easily the best, most visually exciting, and compelling Star Trek movie out there. In this movie, the Borg, a cybernetic species which is the lethal enemy to the Federation, is attacking Earth. Captain Picard and his crew take their new ship, the Enterprise E, to help fight the battle, and end up getting thrown back in time to the year 2063. It's about 10 years after Earth's Third World War, and we are on the eve of Earth's first warp-powered flight and Earth's first contact with an alien species. And the crew has to both keep the Borg from assimilating the Enterprise and help Dr. Zefram Cochrane to make that warp-powered flight so that the future will unfold the way that it's supposed to. What's great about this movie is not just the visual effects, so they were really stunning at the time, and to be honest, they still hold up pretty well now. But what's great about this movie, and why it's a favorite movie of mine, is that you don't have to be a Star Trek fan to enjoy it. It's kind of like the most recent Star Trek movie in that way. Star Trek fans will enjoy it, but non-Star Trek fans will also enjoy it. On the one hand, you've got the Borg, and they are an established Star Trek enemy, but at the same time, they're pretty easy to understand. And Picard's own personal battle with having been assimilated by the Borg and now wanting to exact revenge is also a pretty universal personal battle. This is some of Patrick Stewart's best acting in my opinion, and Alfre Woodard acts as not only a great foil for Picard, but also as kind of the non-Star Trek fan in the audience. She knows nothing about the 24th century. Picard has to sell her on all of this. And on the other hand, you have what is basically the origins of Star Trek. The first warp-powered flight, the first contact with an alien species, these events are why Star Trek even exists. And it serves as a great introduction to what Star Trek is really all about. In addition, we get to really look at the character of Zefram Cochrane, this hero to everybody in the 24th century. And we find that he's not really as heroic as everybody thinks he is, and in fact he does many of the things that he does not for noble reasons, but for very personal reasons. Which again, is a pretty universal concept that is not unique to Star Trek. So you don't have to have full knowledge of Star Trek to watch this. You don't have to know who Picard and Data and Riker are because their characters are pretty well established and they're acted well enough that they speak for themselves. This was really the first Star Trek movie I ever saw, and I loved it, and I still love it. I still think it is one of the very best Star Trek movies. And like I said, it was my favorite up until the most recent Star Trek movie was released, and even now, it's a very, very close second. So, I love it. It is absolutely still a favorite. If you haven't seen it, even if you're not a Star Trek fan, go check it out. It's a great Star Trek movie, and it's also a great sci-fi movie. And that's it for this Favorite Movies review. Until next time, sorry guys, I gotta do it. Live long and prosper.